Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to talk about what are the stumble blocks. What are the blocks where we all get a stumble whenever we started to learn anything new. So after 40 or 45 minutes of my hard labor, I have figured out somewhat 10 techniques or 10 common blocks that we all face that I have faced just days ago, or if I would say, this is what something I often stumble upon whenever I'm learning something new, and I hope that this will help you. And why I'm saying this, because nobody watched my video. So, coming on the ideas, whenever we started to learn something new, the first thing that really makes us feel strange or discomfort us or gives us a message of that this thing is complicated and you are not going to learn it, or it is absurd, it is ridiculous for you, is words, me or symbols or meanings that we face whenever we are trying to learn something new, any language, any topic, any concept of science, of psychology, chemistry, biology, anything, algebra, mathematics, calculus, integration, differentiation, continuity, differentiability, circle, geometry, mensuration, and all the rest of it. Whenever you started learning, the first thing that really blocks you from learning the new ideas is words, symbols, meanings, and meanings. Which meanings? Meanings that you interpret from it, and that was the very first impression that you made in your mind after reading it, after listening from somebody else, or watching any videos on any topic like Vietnam War, Cold War, geopolitics, Israel and Iran war explained, and all the rest of it. So I've categorized these all three: words, symbols, and meanings in one set. Second, that we all uh, that was act as a block for many of us. You won't accept it, but it is an inevitable part of our life, that the explanations by those mentors or teachers that we take for that this person will help me in learning this particular subject or this particular topic or this particular language, and so on. So there might be an error, there might be a flaw in the person who is teaching you, and obviously there is a flaws in everyone. And if you are learning from a person who is still not experienced in that in explaining that topic or explaining to that particular subject, then you are going to face a block, face you will stumble in learning something new. So this was second, that the teachers or the mentors or the guru, whoever you go to learn something new from them, something new that you think that he or she will help you, but often the way he or she explains will not it resembles with the way you learn something new, or the way you have learned in the past of your lives. So this was the second. The third one is that you don't revise whatever you learn something new. And what I did in physics, in mathematics, I do not revise, and therefore I do not remember what I have learned just some weeks ago. So revision is key, and also, if I would add here, is that giving a test, asking questions from yourselves, just randomly doing any questions of that particular topic that you have learned will really test you, that whether you have learned it or not, whether you have memorized it or not, whether you have something, whether you have understood it or not. So revision is really uh, 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 a key thing whenever you are learning anything new. And another thing which adds up with it is research. If you are learning any language, just for example a Spanish, then after taking notes and learning the ways and all the techniques that your teachers told you to learn Spanish, you have to do an extra effort to do research about it. If you have faced if you haven't understand from your teacher, from your mentor, uh, if for say learning Spanish, then search it on YouTube, search it on Google, that how to understand this particular topic, this particular concept, this particular word. So research is something that will really help you. Another thing comes from next is lack of practice. You do not practice it whenever. And for if you are learning any new language, like I'm learning English, so practice is essential. And what I add here is much more essential is consistency, discipline, or consistency, or you can say, or a thorough studying of every day, studying the same way, practicing it will really help you. So the lack of practice and the lack of consistency, if I add these two things in one, the lack of practice and lack of consistency, which really pull you out from the habit of learning anything new. So this was the sixth technique. And next is seventh technique, which is that explain it or teach it to somebody else. This is the also called Feynman technique, which was often used by various other notable person in the history and now in the present also. Feynman technique simply says that if you have learned something, make a notes of it with yourself, not looking at anywhere else on the internet or anybody anywhere else, or just copying it from somewhere else. No, if you have learned any topic, just make a summary of it, make a keys points about that particular topic that you have learned. And by that, now the next step set by the Feynman technique is that explain it to a 5-year child. That there is a 5-year or 6-year child is standing before you, who don't know anything about it, just didn't hear about the concept, the topic that you are going to explain him or her. So explain it. And if you are falling into if you are falling out, you are not able to explain it, then accept it that you don't know much about you, or you don't know at all about that concept. Whether you are claiming yourself that I know this topic, I know this, but in the reality you don't know at all. It is an illusion that was made by your mind, and you are carrying it with yourself. So the seventh tips, you can say, is that explain or teach it before someone, or the easiest thing that you can do if you feel unease while explaining in a if you have nobody to speak, then open your phone camera, like I have using, open your phone camera and started speaking to it. The next is the eighth one, is that fear to face difficulties. Like whatever you will learn, or whatever you will do in your life, or whenever you go anywhere a new place, or started learning something new, you will face difficulties, and it is inevitable, because it is the testing point that whether you are going to stop it learning, or you are going to remain resilient, you are going to remain tenacious with that problem and going to face it. So difficulty is inevitable in any part of, or any work that you will do. And if you will quit a job just because it is difficult, then and find something any difficult which you call them as okay, this job is something that really resembles my character, that really resembles my ways of living life. And believe me that one day you will also find the same job boring, complex, difficult, and somewhat you will try to again quit that job. So if you quit something just out of difficulty, then I think nothing will help you in later life. You will go on changing things, and you will go nowhere in life. You will go deep nowhere in your life. So this was the technique, that face the difficulties, because difficulties are the test that whether you are interested in that topic or not, that whether you are really want to know the thing or not. Regardless, you don't think about time, that how much time it takes. The important thing is that I want to understand it, and if I don't understand, I will not stop researching about it, stop learning about it, stop practicing it. Unless I learn, unless I understand it, I will not going to go anywhere. That was the mindset that need. And this the mindset is very core, and a lot of people lacks it, and therefore we don't have a lot of great people in the history or in the present time. There is only one man who is the richest person of the world. So on 9 it comes is that lack of focus or concentration while your teacher is teaching that topic, that thing which you are learning now, that new thing which your teacher is explaining, but your concentration, your focus is somewhere else. You are in your daydream or fantasy or somewhere else, with your partner, with your friend, and all, and so on and so forth. Your focus is not on that topic which is explaining by your teacher. You are just looming behind in your present, or go somewhere in holiday in Goa, or in Vietnam, or in or somewhere in Bali or Indonesia, going for holiday. You are thinking about that, and your teacher is explaining the important fact. So this was also important, that lack of focus or concentration is one of the crucial factor that people found it boring, or bakawat, nonsensical, So this was also one thing. Now the last thing, which is the reason behind of our every work, not a single work we do without any reward system. All our system is driven by reward. What we expect, what we get in the end, what we get after doing this work. So whenever you are learning anything new, whenever you are doing something new, whenever you are going something in any place new where you have never ever before, then your purpose is what I have got from here. And you should ask it, because it is necessary, that what I have spent some hours, some days, some years into this work, into this topic, into this subject, and what I get from that. This is the important question that you have to ask for yourself. So make your reward driven mindset, and make your reward clear, concise. Don't be greedy much. Thank you very much.